first in war, first in peace, and last in the American League. Today, the Boston Red Sox go to Washington, D.C. and take on the Washington Senators in game number 150 of the Hunt for 400. Ted Williams in 1941. Ted comes into the game batting .411, and he has been swinging a hot bat, getting multiple hit games, taking on the Washington Senators, who in 1941 were not quite last in the American League. They were 70-84 was the record. They had some good players on that team. They had one of my favorite players. That is Cecil Travis, the shortstop for the Senators. He was probably, at the time, the best shortstop in the American League. .359 hitter. He was a line drive hitter. But he, in 1941, began using a little bit heavier bat, stood a little further away from the plate, and began to pull more pitches and hit with more power. He hit 39 doubles and 19 triples in 1941. The reason I like Cecil Travis, I first learned about him when I did a project a few years ago on the World War II era ball players and their service in World War II. Cecil Travis was one of those soldiers, drafted in 1941. He played on several military baseball teams until 1944, when he was put into the 76th Infantry Division Special Forces. He was a sergeant at that time, and they went to Europe toward the end of the Battle of the Bulge, and he was in 110 days of combat in the European theater. And during that time, he earned a Bronze Star and 4 Battle Stars. He suffered frostbite on 2 toes, and that required surgery that affected him for the rest of his life and affected the rest of his baseball career. After World War II, he was never the ball player he was before the war. But he is an example. A lot of fine ball players who put their lives on the line and sacrificed to preserve our freedoms. Cecil Travis, I think he's worth mentioning for sure. This is Apba Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars performed through cards and dice, classic games on our tabletops. Hello everybody, this is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics. We are going to show you the starting lineups. We'll start with the Boston Red Sox. They're the visitors. DiMaggio, Spence, and Flair. Williams is batting 4th. Tabor, Dorr, Newsom, Pitlack, and Dick Newsom is on the mound. The 2 Newsoms were not related. For the Washington Senators, they will have Case, Kramer, Lane. Cecil Travis hits 4th. Mickey Vernon, Ortiz, Early, Bloodworth, and Sid Hudson on the mound. Sid Hudson's a tall right-handed pitcher, 6'4". Let's see, he will take the mound and do his warm-up tosses. And we're ready to begin. Don DiMaggio steps into the box. First pitch of the game, we're using basic Apba. Both teams are fielding column 2. And we get a 2-2 roll. It's a leadoff single. Hit the opposite way by Dominic DiMaggio into right field. That might get us an at-bat from Ted Williams in the first inning. Here stands Spence, playing for the first time in this project. 2-4 is a fly ball lifted to left field. George Case, a speedy left fielder, is under it and makes the catch. 1 gone. Here's Al Flair, who was in the lineup yesterday. Last game, he was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice and an RBI. 3-6 roll for Flair. 33 is a pop-up on the infield. Third baseman Lane calls for it and puts it away. 2 outs. Here is Ted Williams batting .411. The stretch and the pitch to Teddy Ballgame. 2-2 roll is a 6. Williams hits a double over first base. And with 2 outs, that will score Dominic DiMaggio. Red Sox go up 1-0. And Ted Williams raises his average now to .412. Here's the 5th place hitter, Jim Tabor. The play result of 39 will lead us to the rare play randomizer. And 36 turns that into a play result of 38 with a runner at second base. First on the error by the shortstop, Cecil Travis. Runner goes to third. First and third Red Sox, they might not be done yet. Here's Bobby Doerr, 282 hitter in 1941. Infield with 2 outs playing normal depth, and Bobby Doerr gets a 2-3 roll. That's a 27, and a Y, that's a strikeout by Sid Hudson. Ending the inning, the Red Sox get 2 hits in an error, 1 run. Boston 1, Washington coming to bat. All right, Dick Newsom takes the mound for the Red Sox. His primary pitch is a sinker ball, but he offers up a variety of pitches, including a knuckleball. George Case leads off for the Washington Senators. He was before Louis Aparicio in the 1930s and 40s, probably the premier base stealer in the American League. 4-2 is a fly ball to Ted Williams in left field. Makes the catch, and Case is kept off the bases. 1 out. Doc Kramer. Kramer lifts a fly ball to center field, and that's Dominic DiMaggio's territory. 2 outs. Hilly Lane, 280 hitter, batting third in the lineup. 2-6 is a ground out to the shortstop, Skeeter Newsom, who throws out Lane. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the top of the second. 1-0 Red Sox. 2 good young pitchers doing the hurling here. Dick Newsom, the Red Sox pitcher, was a rookie in 1941, and he won 17 games. Sidney Hudson was a rookie in 1940. I think he won 17 games his rookie year as well. 6-2 to Dick Newsom is a fly ball to Ortiz in right field. 1 down. Cecil Travis. I'm on sometimes I switch wrong team's cards. There's Frankie Pitlack, the catcher. He rolls a 6-5. That's a pop out to the Washington catcher, Jake Early. 2 outs. And now the pitcher, Dick Newsom. And Newsom swings and misses for strike 3. 3 up and 3 down for the Red Sox. Bottom of the second. Boston 1, Washington 0. All right, here is Cecil Travis. A little embarrassed about an error he committed in the first inning. Let's see if he can make up with it with his bat. Only 7 home runs, but he did have 19 triples and 39 doubles. 359 hitter. 1-6 is a ground ball to the shortstop. Skeeter Newsom throws the first. And Travis is out. Mickey Vernon's the batter. Longtime first baseman for the Washington Senators. Early in his career here. 6-3 is a fly ball to center field. Dominic DiMaggio makes the play. Here is Roberto Ortiz, a Cuban baseball player. 51 is a 8 against the C. That's going to be a drive into left center field. It's going to get down for a single. Ortiz has the Senators' first hit. Here's catcher Jake Early, 287 with 10 homers, 1941. 35 is a 9 against the C. That's going to be an out, a ground out to third baseman Jim Tabor. One hit, and where's one left, and no runs. Top of the third, Red Sox 1, Senators nothing. Right, top of the order, Dominic DiMaggio singled and scored the game's only run in the first inning. Pitch to Dominic is a 6-4, and that's going to be a base on balls. So the little professor has been on base both times. Here is Stan Spence. And Spence is hit by the pitch ball. So the Red Sox have 2 on. Dangerous, self-inflicted here by pitcher Sid Hudson. And the third place hitter is Al Flair. Popped out the third his first time up. Flair hits a bouncing ball to the shortstop Cecil Travis, who gets the out at second. 6-3. Fielder's choice. So Flair's on first. Dominic DiMaggio goes to third. 1 down and 1 runners on the corners for Ted Williams. Tabor's 279 on deck. Williams is swinging a red-hot bat. They're going to walk him. Bases loaded for Jim Tabor. 279 with 16 home runs. All right, Sid Hudson's got to throw strikes here. Here's the pitch to Jim Tabor. Can Jim Tabor put a quarter in the merry-go-round? And he rolls a base on balls. That foils the strategy. Dominic DiMaggio scores. RBI walk for Jim Tabor. Tabor's at first, Williams at second, Al Flair at third. Still 1 out. Here's Bobby Doerr. The stretch and the pitch. Bobby Doerr pulls a fly ball to fairly deep left field. George Case is under it, makes the catch. Al Flair tags and scores from third. Sacrifice fly makes the score Boston 2 and Boston 3 and Washington nothing. So 2 runs home in the inning. Here's Skeeter Newsom, the shortstop, playing for the first time in this project. And Skeeter Newsom flies out the left for the third out. No hits in the inning. There were 3 walks and a hit batter. Boston 3 and Washington nothing. In the actual game, this game was played on September 23rd, 1941. 5,000 souls attended this game. Red Sox scored 3 runs in the game, but Washington had 4 and took the victory. Jimmy Bloodworth, the 8th place hitter, leads off. Sid Hudson on deck, and the top of the order Case will be next. 1-3. Jimmy Bloodworth draws a walk. We just saw the trouble that can lead to. Sid Hudson, the hitter for Washington, he's the pitcher, but a decent hitting pitcher. I think he was a 220 lifetime hitter as a pitcher. 54 is a fly ball to medium depth right field. Spence is under it, makes the catch. 1 gone. Let's see, Washington's got a runner at first. Here's George Case. George Case Jr. His father, I believe, was also in the major leagues. And then George Case had a son, which he named George Washington Case III. Here's the pitch. 4-4 is a 8. That's the ball rolled up the middle and into center field for a base hit. If Bloodworth is fast, he'll go to third. He is not fast. So first and second, Washington. Here's Doc Kramer with 1 gone. Newsom in the stretch. Here's the pitch to Doc Kramer, I think a former Philadelphia Athletic. 62 is a 29. Hit hard back to the pitcher, Newsom, but he snags it, whirls and throws a second to throw to first. It is a 1-6-3 inning double play. Washington doesn't score. Top of the fourth, 3-0 Boston. Frank Pitlock, the catcher, leads off for Boston, popped out to the catcher his first time up, and 56 is a 34. This is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Pitlock goes back to the dugout. He is Hudson's third strikeout victim. Here's the pitcher, Dick Newsom. He K'd his first time up. Here he lifts a fly ball to center field, and that is caught by Doc Kramer, 2 outs. Top of the order to Dominic DiMaggio, who's been on base both times. 1-2 roll is they're going to get him out here. 25 is a ground out to second base. Bloodworth throws him out. 3 up and 3 down for the Red Sox. It's the bottom of the fourth. Boston 3 and Washington nothing. All right, don't forget, fans, tomorrow's game is a doubleheader. Boston has 2 doubleheaders scheduled between now and the end of the season. One here in Washington, and game number 154 and 155 will be a doubleheader in Philadelphia at the end of the season. Game 155 must be a makeup game. Here's a pitch to Hilly Lane. 5-6 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Good start to the inning for Dick Newsom. Here's Cecil Travis. He is a 9 defensive shortstop. So I said he was one of the top shortstops in the league with a 359 average, but he's also very good defensively. 9 in Apba is a fielding column 1 in defense. There are not very many 10 shortstops. Willie the Devil Wells comes to mind, the Negro leaguer who played in the 30s and 40s. He comes to mind as a 10. Probably Ozzie Smith was a 10 in Appa. Here's a pitch to Cecil Travis. 53 is an 18. That's going to be a error randomization number. So we'll re-roll on the error randomizer chart. That 6-2 on that chart is play result 20. And that's going to be an error on the second baseman. Bobby Dorr muffs a ground ball. So Travis is at first. Here's Mickey Vernon. Left-handed batter. There's a stretch on the pitch to Mickey Vernon. 1-5 is a 10. That's going to be a base hit. And that's a single to right center field. Travis goes to third. And Vernon may steal on the next pitch, on the second pitch. There'll be 2 strikes on the batter. Batter is Roberto Ortiz, a 329 hitter. Got first and third. I give my catchers a chance to throw out the base runners, and that's another chart I pasted in a long time ago in my basic book. That's it on the bottom quarter. The catcher for Boston, Pitlock, I think is a 8 on defense. Well, he's a 7. So 11 through 16, the base runner will be out, caught stealing. Higher, he'll be safe. And 64 is a throwing error. That's going to let a run score. E2 on that stolen base. And Cecil Travis scores from third. Senators are on the board. It's Boston 3 and Washington 1. Ortiz has 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. 5-2 is a 27 play result. And that's going to be a ground out to third base. And Mickey Vernon holds at second. 2 away. Catcher Jake Early. Let's fly out to right field. That ends the inning. So 1 hit and 1 error. That lets a run in. Top of the 5th, Boston 3, and the Senators 1. All right, Stan Smith steps in for Boston here in the 5th. Got hit by a pitch last time up. And this time, let's see, he hits a fly ball to center field, caught by Doc Kramer. 1 out. 8s are usually hits, but not against B pitchers. Here's Al Flair. Flair flies to right. He's 0 for 3. 2 quick outs, and now Ted Williams comes to bat. Teddy Ball Game has, in this game, doubled and walked. He's hitting .412. Bases are clear. 4-5 is another walk. And I think staying patient is keeping him on track batting average-wise. He's not swinging at bad pitches. Here is Jim Tabor. 6-2 is a fly out to left field. That's the end of the top of the 5th for the Red Sox. Halfway through, Boston 3 and Washington 1. Bloodworth, Hudson, and Case do the bat in the last of the 5th inning for the Senators. 1-4 is a fly ball to Ted Williams in left field. Ted makes the catch. 1 out. Here's the pitcher, Sid Hudson. 5-6 is a 34, and that's a pop out on the infield to the shortstop. 2 outs. Skeeter Newsom on the plate. Here's top of the order, and George Case. He could be a 2-out rally. He stole 33 bases in 1941 to lead the league. 61 is a 40, and that's a foul ball, strike 1. And ball 4. Case reaches by way of a walk. Doc Kramer, the batter. Case said that he would have probably stole more bases if he played in modern times. They had their rules in the 30s and 40s about stealing. He said he would never steal with his team down 3 or 4 runs. And he almost never, didn't often steal third. And of course, not with 2 outs. There's a pitch to Roger Kramer. Kramer gets a hit column roll, and this could be a run, especially with 2 outs. 54 is a single, though. 7 won't quite get it done. Case stops at third. Washington has first and third with 2 outs for Hilly Lane, 280 hitter. Hilly would be the go-ahead run, but he hit no home runs in 1941. 1-3 is a 14. It's going to be a base on balls and load the bases. For Washington's best hitter, speaking of 2-out rallies, you've got a 359 hitter coming to plate with the bases loaded. Newsom's in some trouble. Here's the stretch. Infield playing back with 2 outs and the pitch. 5-2 is grounded to Jim Tabor at third base. He's got it, throws it across the diamond, and that's the 3rd out. So some saber rattling here by the Senators, but no runs. 1 hit, 3 left, no errors. We go to the top of the 6th, 3-1 Boston. One of Ted Williams' closest friends on the team will lead off for the Red Sox here in the top of the 6th inning. Bobby Dorr. 4-1 is a ground out to the shortstop. There's a K strikeout modifier, but Hudson is not a K strikeout pitcher. 1 down. Skeeter Newsom. 56 is going to be a pop out. Actually, a Y. There is a Y modifier there, so it's a strikeout. And that is the 4th strikeout by Sid Hudson. 2 outs, catcher Frankie Pitlock comes to bat. And Pitlock will be retired on the ground out to shortstop. So 2 ground outs to short and a strikeout. Red Sox are brushed aside in the 6th, but they still lead by 2. All right, Mickey Verdon is 1 for 2. He has a stolen base. 1-2 is a ground ball to second base, first out. Roberto Ortiz, part-time player for the Senators. He had 79 at-bats in 1941, but he had made the most of those at-bats, hit .329. 35 is a 9 against the C pitcher. That's going to be a pop out to third. 2 outs. And now Jake Early, catcher. 4-2 is a 38. And that goes to the rare play randomizer table. 41 roll is a 39 play result, and that's going to be a strike or W. He didn't have the W block modifier, so strike 1 on Jake Early. And Early lifts a fly ball to left field. Ted Williams moves back a tad and makes the catch. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the top of the 7th, 3-1 Boston. All right, Sid Hudson, starting pitchers, made long-term commitments in those days. He's rated to pitch to 32 batters, and he's not close to that. He has pitched to 26 batters. And the pitcher, Dick Newsom, will lead off for the Red Sox in the top of the 7th. 4-6 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Dominic DiMaggio. All 3 of the runs Boston scored, they scored 2 1 in the first. There was an error in that inning, but that run was earned. And they scored 2 in the third, so all 3 runs were earned. 5-6 roll is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 6 strikeouts for Hudson. With 2 outs, Stan Spitz steps into the box, left-handed hitter. He rolls a 5-2, and that's a ground out to third base. 3 up and 3 down for Boston. 7th inning stretch time. Red Sox 3 and the Senators 1. All right, Dick Newsom's ready to pitch to 30 batters, and he's only faced 25. There's Jimmy Bloodworth. 2-4 as they fly out to left field. Ted Williams on the catch. Here's the pitcher, Sid Hudson, who's going to stay in the game. It's been since the 3rd inning, since the Red Sox have hit safely off of him. He has walked 1 batter. Actually, they didn't get any hits in the 3rd either. It has been since the 1st inning since they got any hits off of Hudson. And Newsom will not. He strikes that. Let me back that up. Pitcher Sid Hudson was a pop out to the second baseman. 2 outs, top of the order to George Case. And Case rolls a 6-3 was to fly out the center field, so 3 up and 3 down for the Senators. Both pitchers have found a rhythm here, and they are mowing them down. Top of the 8th, 3-1 Boston. Al Fleur leads off for the Red Sox. He's looking for his first hit in the project. He's 0 for 3 today. There's his first hit, and it's a drive to right center field. Kramer can't get to it. It bounces up against the wall. Flair slides into second base, safe with a leadoff double. That brings up Ted Williams. Double and 2 walks today. Still hitting .412. They'll pitch to him. Here's the pitch to Ted Williams. 5-5 roll. Line drive past Bloodworth at second base. That will score Flair. Base hit for Ted Williams. And Ted Williams with that base hit and RBI, making it 4-1. Raises his batting average to .414. That is 2 marks against Hudson's fatigue. He's gone past 30 batters now. 1 more, his grade will go down to grade C. He's going to stay in and pitch to Jim Tabor. And Tabor gets a base hit. That's a single over first base. Williams goes to third. And Tabor can steal on the next pitch. But before that happens, we have a pitching change. The pitcher for Washington will be Alex Carrasquel. from Caracas, Venezuela. He is a grade B pitcher. We'll use his relief rating rather than his starting pitching rating. He'll be a grade A pitcher pitching to the right-handed Bobby Dorr, pitching a grade A pitcher for one batter only. First and third, and Tabor's going to try to steal. Jake Early is a 7-rated catcher, 11 through 16. Base hitter will be out. 46, he is safe. Stolen base. Each team has one steal in this game. So now second and third, nobody out. Here's the next pitch to Bobby Dorr. Infield playing back. 3-3 rule for Bobby Dorr is hit hard to right field, and that will surely clear the bases. Williams scores. Tabor scores from second, and Bobby Dorr settles into second with a 2 RBI, 2-base hit. And now the Red Sox lead 6-1. Those runs charged to Sid Hudson. So all 6 of his runs are earned in 7 innings. Here's Skeeter Newsom, the shortstop. Still no outs. 5-5 rule. 9 against a B pitcher. That's a base hit. Single over second. Dorr will score. Man, the Red Sox have not had a hit since the first inning, and they've got 5 consecutive hits here in the 8th, and it's 7-1 Boston. Brings up the catcher, Frankie Pitlock. Pitlock looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. 36 is a 33. Pop up on the infield. Lane is under it and makes the catch at third base. 1 out. Here's the pitcher, Dick Newsom. Slow roller towards second base. Newsom's racing down the line. He's going to have an infield hit. First and second for Boston. 6 hits in the inning. Dominic DiMaggio is the batter. DiMaggio draws a walk, and the bases are loaded. Timeout. Washington's going to bring in Goober Zuber, just because I like the name. A grade C relief pitcher with a Y and W modifier. He doesn't get the bump up. Let's see, Stan Spence is a batter. Left-handed, Zuber's right-handed. There's a pitch to from Goober Zuber to Stan Spence. 43 is a 29. Infield's playing back. 29 is going to be a strikeout with the Y strikeout modifier. So 2 outs. Here's Al Flair. Flair doubled in this inning. That started the trouble. We got a 52 roll. That's going to be 27. A ground out to third base for the final out. Red Sox send 10 batters to the plate. They get 6 hits and 4 runs. Break this game open. It's Boston 7 and Washington 1. Red Sox are going to make a pitching change. They're going to bring in Joe Dobson, who they brought in the actual game. He's a grade C starting pitcher, so we won't be worried about his fatigue. Y modifier for strikeouts. And Doc Kramer leads off for Washington, who's now down by 6 runs. 6-2 is a roller back to the pitcher Dobson. Picks it up, throws to Al Flair at first for the out. 1 down. Here is Hilly Lane. That's a base hit for Hilly Lane. A single to left center field, retrieved by Dominic DiMaggio. Lane's on first with 1 out. Cecil Travis. 0 for 3 on the day. Travis rolls a 46. That's a fly out to left field. Runner holds it first. 2 gone, and Mickey Vernon. 44 is a base hit for Vernon. Single to right field. The runner will go to third. And Washington has runners on the corners with 2 outs. Roberto Ortiz. A 17 play result. That's going to be a reroll on the air randomizer table. And 44 goes to 19. And that's going to be an error on the third baseman, Jim Tabor. So Lane scores. Vernon goes to second. E5, first and second. 7-2. Here's catcher Jake Early. Early draws a walk. And Washington, who needs a lot of base runners, have the bases juiced for Jimmy Bloodworth. There are 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Bloodworth. Well, that 6 came up. It's a 5-6, 34. Infield pop-up. Third baseman Jim Tabor, who made the error, calls for it and makes the catch. So no run, or 1 run on 2 hits and an error. Boston 7 and the Senators 2. We go to the 9th inning. All right, there's going to be at least 1 more bat for Ted Williams in this game. He is 2 for 2 in the game and came into the game hitting .411. He's raised his average to .414, facing the right-handed Goober Zuber from Middle Amana, Iowa. Pitch to Ted Williams is a 2-2 roll, and that's going to be a double for Ted Williams. 3 for 3 on the day. And there it is, Ted Williams, 181 for 436. He's hitting .415. There's Jim Tabor. Tabor rolls a 1-5. That's going to be a single to left field. Ted Williams is trying to score on that base hit. George Case fires it into the plate, and Williams is out at home. 7-2. Maybe Williams should have known better. George Case led, I think he led the American League in assists. I think with 21, something like that, in 1941. So now we got a runner at first with 1 down and no runs home in the inning. The batter is Bobby Dorr. 2-4 is a fly ball to left field, caught by George Case. Skeeter Newsom. 18 is a reroll. Let's see, on the air random table. And 24 is a 17. And that's a fly out to right field. So 2 hits, no runs. Bottom of the 9th, it's still 7-2 Boston. Goober Zuber scheduled to hit first for Washington. He's the pitcher, so he'll be pitch hit for. And the pitcher is Buddy Lewis, 297. He is a regular player getting some rest today. But batting now, Joe Dobson's still on the mound for Boston, and the roll is a 5-4, a fly ball to right field. Buddy Lewis is retired. Here's George Washington Case Jr., who started defensively in the last inning. 2-1 roll is a ground ball to third base. Jim Tabor fires to first quickly and just does get George Case streaking down the line. 2 outs. Doc Kramer, last hope for the Senators. And 36 is a pop-up on the infield. Jim Tabor calls for it and makes the catch. Final score of the ball game: the Boston Red Sox 7 and the Washington Senators 2. All right, here's the line score for today's game. Boston scored 7 runs on 10 hits. They committed 3 errors. Washington, 2 runs on 6 hits, and they committed 1 error. Dick Newsom gets the victory. Boston pitching did not allow any earned runs. Newsom went 7 innings. He was relieved by Joe Dobson. Sid Hudson takes the loss for Washington. 6 runs earned in 7 innings. No home runs in the game. Another banner day by Ted Williams, who goes 3 for 3 with 2 walks. A perfect day for Teddy Ballgame. He almost hit for the cycle. He missed a triple in the last game. 3 hits again in this game. And he has raised his average all the way to 415. Thanks for joining us. Our next game will be game 1 of a doubleheader played on September 24th in Washington. And that will be Charlie Wagner for the Red Sox pitching against Dutch Leonard of the Washington Senators. And I'll post the first game of the doubleheader, and then we'll play the second game at a later date. But thanks for watching. Have a good day, and may God bless.